Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna show you how to use this AnimToTextrure plugin and convert a skeletal mesh, an animated skeletal mesh, into a vertex animated static mesh. So here this is a Niagara particle. You can see there are many zombies and they are animated. You see some problems are there, but this is just a demonstration. So all these zombies are animated, they have a running animation, and we are using a lot of zombies here. But since this is a static mesh with the animation, we can do that. So I will show you how to use a skeletal mesh animated zombie character and convert that into these static meshes using AnimToTextrure plugin and use that in a Niagara simulation. And before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of all thousands of projects that I have tried in my channel from the Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can download all those things without any limits. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link in description below. Right, now let's get back to today's tutorial. Okay, so here is a new project. Actually, it doesn't matter what project you are using for now. Here I have just used the top-down template, but feel free to use any new template you want. And here I'm using 5.5. So the first step is go to plugins and AnimToTextrure. Search AnimToTextrure, and you will see this experimental AnimToTextrure plugin. Enable this. I have already enabled that, but when you enable it for the first time, you will have to restart the editor. Okay, now the next thing is I want to have some skeletal mesh animation, some animated skeletal mesh. So I am planning to use this zombie from 𝐒𝐻𝐚𝐧𝐧. So I have downloaded the mesh, this running animation and the idle animation. Here is the folder. This is the mesh and this is the running animation. So here under characters, I'll create a new folder, zombie, and then first I'll import this zombie. Here I'll choose skeletal meshes and I'll leave this skeleton empty, so it will create a new skeleton. Import. Now you see I have this zombie character. So this is a skeletal mesh. You can see the bone structure and everything here. Yeah, so it's a skeletal mesh character. Okay, and also as I'm planning to use the running animation, mainly I will drag and drop the run animation as well. Here I'll choose animations. Make sure you are selecting the zombie skeleton and import. Okay, now here if I drag and drop, you can see this running animation, but this is still not a vertex animation. This is a regular skeletal mesh animation. So here is the character. Okay, and note that my character's red arrow is facing forward. Usually it's the other way, but I added 90 in the import settings. That's gonna be easier when I use this with Niagara particles and stuff, when I want to orient character towards the movement direction, but that comes later. Don't worry about it right now. Okay, now the next thing is here, open this mesh again and make static mesh. So under character, zombie, I'll create zombie SM zombie like this. Okay. Now you have this zombie static mesh like this. So it doesn't have animations, as you can see. Alright, now the next step is, in order to animate this, we have to create some special materials. You can see an example of those materials in this AnimToTextrure content. So this is in the plugin content. In order to see this, make sure that you have enabled show plugin content, and maybe show engine content also, but maybe not. Okay, just enable those two if you don't see. And then under plugins, go to this AnimToTextrure content, and here if you go to this characters, mannequin, and materials, and open this body. Right, this looks like the regular material. Hold on, let me open this same mannequin bone animation. Yeah, here you see this is a static mesh, but still there is animation. And if I open one of these animations, yeah, they are here, bone animations. Okay, so this is an animation material instance. If I open the parent material, you see, so this part doesn't really matter for us. What only matters for is, in order to get the animation, is these nodes. So copy this, and here you say, so we need to integrate these material nodes into our materials that we are going to use with the zombie static mesh. So let's go back here. Let's create a new folder. BSM to keep things simple. And then another folder, zombie SK. So I'll put all the skeletal mesh related things inside that. Now if I, here you can see this static mesh is using two materials, which is this one and then next this one. So let me drag and drop this to zombie SM and copy. So we are going to make a copy, and I'll also drag and drop this zombie or mesh also in here. So here we have only this. I'll name this zombie body, and this one zombie hands. Right, now open one of these materials. So here you see, as I said, these colors and everything, they don't really matter for us. If I control V, now we get those nodes. But here you see, here we need to get the total material input, and here we get a total material output. So in order to use these nodes, we can make material attributes, and we can connect this base color, metallic, didn't connect, color, roughness, and this is normal. Now this can be connected here, and then this should go to the final main material node, so which is this. But here, if you enable this use material nodes, all the pins are vanished. Now I can connect this like this. Okay, now this setup will support animated textures. So we need to do the same thing to the other material as well. Let me apply this. Go here, zombie bands, and Control V. I'll do it without recording. By the way, if you had a base material and material instances for the other slots of the zombie, you could just edit the base material, but here I don't have a base material, so that's why I had to do the same thing on to each individual material. Okay, apply this. Now go here. So right now, if I go back to this mannequin and go to one of these board animations, so this is a material instance, and here if I go to layer parameters, you can see this texture parameter values. These are the textures that contains data related to animations, and here you can see bone position, bone rotation, all those things are so you can get some idea what encoded into each of these textures. So you don't really have to understand any of those things, we can just use it. So let me go here, select all these three textures and go to zombie SM. Make sure you are copying, not moving, because if you move, you are editing engine content, so that would affect other projects as well. Okay, now here from zombie body, I'll also create a material instance, and then under layer parameters here I'll assign this bone position to bone position, bone rotation to bone rotation, this. Okay, and now I have two materials, so therefore let me create a material instance for the second material as well. For this I need three more textures as I understand, so select one. Okay, all right, now if I go here and assign these instances, you should see some movements to it. Okay, all right, so now these textures are actually contains data of the mannequin animations, which is not really relevant or matching with the zombie. Now, in order to generate the mm, animation data encoded textures for the zombie, we're gonna have to again go to the plugin contents, and here you see this pp AnimToTextrure, and also in this data you see this da bone animation. So select this folder and this one, actually we and again copy. Oh, I dropped to your project. So some ASM, make sure to copy, not move. And first thing is go to this DA born animation dataset. I'll add zombie so that there are no confusions. We don't really need this for now. Now here, oh wait, actually there is only three textures. So that means I had some misunderstanding. I only need one texture set. So let me delete them. That I'm also still learning this system. So Okay. Now we have only three, and these three will be used in both materials. Okay, now go back here, and here now we want to use the zombie. So SM zombie. Static mesh is zombie. Skeletal mesh is this one. Then this is the zombie skeletal mesh. Use it. And these textures. This is pawn position. And this is pawn rotation. Oh, it's lovely. I don't know. This is okay. Now they are assigned. The next thing is anim sequences. So I have this run animation. That's the only thing I need for now. I remove this. This autoplay animation index is 0. So enable autoplay so that in that way the animation will be automatically played on the mesh. Okay, I think that's all we need to do here. So close this. Now go back to this blueprint. This is a editor utility blueprint. And here there are some things we need to set. Pawn data asset. For this we need to give this DA pawn animation zombie. Assign that because this is where we pull data relevant to our static mesh. And then here these are two materials. So these are mannequin materials. So I'm gonna assign the zombie material instances. This is the first one. So I'd assume if you have just one material, you can delete one of these. If you have more than two, you can just duplicate this and assign it here. So that should work, but I didn't try. Okay, zombie pants, zombie body. Okay, compile. Now close this. And here, right click, run editor utility. Now this should encode all the texture data according to the animations into these textures. So, hold on. Oh, this is wrong. Now this is correct. Okay, make sure that you assign the correct data. So here we have the animated zombie with the static mesh. Nice. Let me save all. So now you can use this with the Niagara particle or whatever you want. So just to demonstrate that, this is just a demonstration. I'm not going to go into any details. So here, let's use this fountain and create a nice zombie. So the reason that I'm using an Niagara particle is because it's cheaply, for cheap, we can render a lot of zombie characters. So this can be used to simulate things like something like a zombie horde. Now here at velocity, set the comp something like this, and maybe reduce the spawn rate to 5 or 10. And instead of this part sprite render, I'll add a mesh render, and under as the mesh I'll assign this zombie. Now you see we get a lot of zombies, and if I drag and drop this here, see the zombies, but they are dropping through the floor. That's because they don't have collisions. Now enable collisions. Now you see we have many zombies, and they are vanishing fast. So something like this would help. And also maybe disable drag because they're actively moving and they get stuck over there. So if you want to prevent that, maybe under collision, let's add restitution a bit higher. Okay, now you see they are moving in different directions, but their orientation is wrong. So here go to pacing mode and velocity, compile. Okay, now you see some of them are here, but that's fine. So now you see we basically get zombies, a lot of zombies. And check the frame rate. It's 60, but it's still an editor. I'm not playing. So if I play, I think it's locked to 60. But here we get many zombies. So they're not very smooth. We still, obviously, we do need more work on this. But this is just a demonstration of an idea. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this episode right here. By maybe this up a little bit. Should become a bit more interesting. Okay. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in Patreon page. Link could be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Maybe we will integrate this into shooter series that we are doing, or we will make a better simulation of zombie horde somehow. So let's look into those things in a future date. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in another episode. Goodbye.